We got called somewhere around 12:40 for an overturned tanker truck. The initial dispatch, they told us that the tank was fully involved, and also the truck was involved. But once we got here, we discovered that this was a dual tanker unit. So it was the pup tanker, which held 6,200 gallons of gasoline, that was actually on fire. The main tank, it had separated, and so the truck with that main tank was able to move forward and get out of the incident.
So it's just unleaded gasoline was what was in there?
Basically just unleaded gasoline. Highly flammable, as you could tell from your footage.
It was full?
It was full 6,200 gallons.
So what were the challenges? This is kind of a unique fire for you guys.
The challenges are that we don't experience this type of fire every day, but one was getting the necessary resources before we start mitigating it. So the first objective was to secure the scene, make the scene safe by isolating the area. So we at first started just detouring traffic and making sure that no other traffic became involved in it, and especially to get any vehicles that was on the ramp south of this incident, because of the elevation of the ramp, off this ramp. Because if the fuel started running in that direction, then it would have impinged on those vehicles.
Nobody was hurt in this?
Nobody was hurt. Fortunately, the truck stayed upright, so the driver was able to pull forward and was able to remain safe.
Any idea how this, it sounds like it came unhitched from the truck?
We don't know at this point. That's under investigation, and the troopers units are here. They've already started their investigation.
Did all the fuel burn up, or is there any?
No, actually there's an estimated 1,000 to 1,200 gallons of fuel that's left in the burned structure. So at this point, we're waiting for cleanup crews to get here. We'll remain on scene until that is actually offloaded from the remains of that tank onto another truck.
Did any fuel go down the embankment?
There was some spread. I'm guessing probably 30, 40 feet down the embankment burned, but we were able to get that under control very quickly.
I guess the one thing that you mentioned to me, there was maybe some slats in the trailer that had kept it from exploding. It never actually exploded.
Actually, from the description the driver gave us, he said that immediately after the truck stopped, the trailer had overturned on its side, so it was resting on its side, and then he saw the fuel starting to bubble out of the lids on the top, and came into contact with some heat source that ignited. So gradually, as it was burning, the fuel was coming out, so it had pressure release, which means the pressure didn't build up in the tank. As it burned, the metal melted, so we didn't have the massive explosions that sometimes you see on TV.
I guess this is one of those things that could have ended a lot worse. But
It could have ended a lot worse. It could have ended up, if vehicles had come up to the scene and we had an actual levy of the tank, we could have had multiple people injured, especially during fair traffic.
And was traffic averted to a different route?
Traffic was averted. Instead of being able to take the off-ramp to Palmer, the troopers diverted them and maintained them onto the Parks Highway.
Parks Highway remained open.
Parks Highway remained open. And also the southbound Glen and Parks remained open.
Are you guys prepared to deal with this kind of a fire? It's kind of a big challenge.
It is for us. The one thing that we're looking at for the future is an actual foam tank, a mobile foam tank because each one of our engines carries foam, some small amount of foam, but not the necessary amount that you could attack a 6,000 gallon fire.
So you need foam to put out a fuel fire? What is foam?
For a fuel fire, there are two classifications of foam. You have there's multiple classifications of foam, but we carry basically Class A, which is your normal product that burns, like wood, paper, so forth. We use that consistently for structure fires, but for a fuel fire, for a hydrocarbon-based fire, you want a Class B foam or an AFFF foam.
And is that what you guys carry?
We carry small amounts of Class B on some of our apparatus, but not on all the apparatus. So we had trucks going to our supply area and bringing foam in. Plus, we also had J-Bear. They were coming out with a foam tank and one of their ARF units. And actually, they got here right at the time that we placed the fire under control. But also, Anchorage Fire Department was putting together resources for us, and we canceled them. Chugiak also called, and they had resources, and we had them on standby to help too.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you. We heard of the scanner might have been drones from J-Bear to help. That was true. They did show up, but then we didn't need them.
They got here actually right at right when we mitigated the incident, so we turned them around.
So what are the agencies that actually responded then?
We had Central Matsu Fire Department. This is our fire service area, so we had roughly units from 7 of our 8 stations that responded. We had Palmer Fire Department that sent tankers, engine, personnel, and foam. We had Westlakes Fire Department that was on standby to cover our area. Chugiak Fire was putting together resources and remained on standby. They're still on standby for us. Anchorage Fire Department, J-Bear was sending their resources, and then we had our Matsubara EMS service sent several ambulances out here.
The last thing I have, just from here, where do y'all go? I mean, have you determined the fire is out and now there's a cleanup crew that's just going to pick it up?
We have determined the fire is out. We're going to remain on scene until the remaining product is offloaded, just for safety concerns. And then what will happen, the fuel company has contacted a cleanup group. They're on their way. They will be cleaning up the actual scene itself, and then DOT will need to come in and check out the road surface, because there does appear to be damage to the road.
So it'll be a while before this is open then?
It will probably be several hours before it's open. So you might, if you could do any announcements about the traffic, this off-ramp to Palmer will be closed for a while.
Probably for the rush?
Yes.
For the 5, 6 o'clock rush, it'll still be closed?
It may be. Folks need to check and make sure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.